So, the Banshee. The Banshee.
Yes.
The Banshee.
The Banshee. Have you heard about the Banshee?
The Banshee.
I've heard of him.
The Banshee is a woman.
Banshee from voting.
I'm
Am I
glad
right?
you're doing this because, well,
I'm talking like how a lot of politicians talk, and more specifically, one politician that I'm thinking of.
my fellow
Not to get
Americans.
political. No, not him.
Oh.
The Banshee. It's part of the Irish folklore.
We got the best Banshees.
The best Gaelic banshees.
The best. Quite really.
The Banshee.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So the Banshee.
She's the meaning is the woman of the fairy mound. Woman
The
of,
fairy mound.
yeah.
That's
Or-
a lot of words.
or the
for
fairy woman.
such a
She's part-
small word.
She's a part of the Fae. She's a collection
Okay.
of the Fae.
Huh. I actually did not know Banshee were fae.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know by looking at them.
In Spanish, fea is ugly.
Well, makes sense. So the Banshee is one of the most iconic figures in Irish folklore, of course, and she is a female spirit who acts as a harbinger of death, announcing an impending death in a specific family by wailing, shrieking, screaming, or taking a knee.
Taking a knee.
Yeah, taking a knee. Down on one knee and
Okay, Tim Tebow.
or I mean, I can't read. I can't read. I read this before.
Giving a knee.
I read this before, and I read it the same way as a knee, but it's not knee.
What is
No,
it?
it's not.
It's keening. Keening.
What is
Which
that
is
mean?
it's a traditional form of mourning and lamentation.
Okay.
So I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm actually going to read a story instead of explaining the majority of the background and going into it a little bit.
All right. Learn me something.
Is it a true story? Or a supposedly true story at the very least?
No.
Oh,
No, I could have. I might talk about one more specifically that I do remember offhand. I won't get the details correct, but I'm just going to read the story.
Okay.
Hang in with me with my reading impairment, ladies and gentlemen.
Boys and girls. Dogs and cats.
But not birds, because you're not real.
Fish and birds.
Nope.
The
Bird.
Mammal King.
Birds.
Why
and
was the
lizards.
Mammal King a beaver out of all mammals?
Bro.
You know who?
It's such a stupid. Okay, I'm not getting into it.
Pond rules.
Hold on. But I have no idea what y'all are talking about. I'm assuming you're talking about the hoopers or whatever.
Yeah.
Hoppers. See, I kept saying
Hoppers.
that too, bro.
Everyone knows the true mammal king should be the platypus.
Yeah,
No.
that makes sense though.
Because it's
No.
everything.
Yeah,
No.
Because it's just everything.
it should be the king of all the animals.
I did like that some animals died.
Anyway,
All right, I imagine you're gonna probably edit a lot of this out.
I'm going to keep a good chunk in.
Okay,
All right, let's listen to the
So the
story,
title-
boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, dogs and cats.
the
Cats and dogs.
The title.
The tidal wave.
The title of the story is "The Whale Over Dunmore."
The whale.
I understand
Not as in a-
sharks, but
Not as in a
whales?
whale, as in WHALE,
Oh,
Oh, like a whaling.
but WAIL.
Yeah.
The whale, the scream.
the well, like you get water out of.
Yeah. Long ago, in the shadows of the ancient hills,
Not saying anything.
I don't know why you're laughing.
Me neither.
long ago, in the shadow of the ancient hills of County Clare, there stood a weathered stone tower house belonging to O'Grady clan. To the O'Grady clan, the O'Gradys were an old family, and their blood tracing back through centuries to the warriors of the old kings, and For as many generations they had their own bean. That took me for a loop. Their own Banshee or Banshee bound to their line. She was no stranger to them. Her cry had announced the passing of chieftains, sons lost in battle, and even the quiet fading of the old woman by the hearth. Yet she was never cruel, only sorrowful, as though the grief she carried was heavier than any mortal could bear. This is stupid. It says in the autumn of 17 dash. It doesn't even give the
1700.
so it doesn't even give a date. It just says 17 dash. It's instead of a year. In the autumn, when the leaves turned the color of old bronze and the wind carried the scent of turf smoke, young Cormac O'Grady rode home from Galway fair. He was strong and laughing, full of stories of fine horses and Peter
girls.
Wow. He was strong and laughing, full of stories of fine horses and prettier girls, and the house rang with his return. His mother, Eileen, lit extra candles that night, and his father, old Thomas, poured whiskey for the neighbors who came to hear the tales. But as the moon rose, pale and full over the boglands, a sound began, soft at first, like a woman singing low to a sleeping child. Then it grew. A keening that rose and fell, threading through the cracks in the stone walls, wrapping around the hearts of those inside the cold fingers. Eileen froze by the fire. It's her, she whispered. The Banshee has come. Thomas crossed himself and went to the door, peering into the dark. There by the ancient yew tree at the gate, its branches twisted like praying hands, stood a figure. She was small and slight, cloaked in gray that blended with the mist. Her hair long and silver as the moonlight on water streamed unbound, and she combed it slowly with a bone comb that gleamed unnaturally white. Her face was hidden in the shadow, but her eyes, red-rimmed from endless weeping, caught the candlelight from the windows. The keening swelled until it seemed the very air vibrated with sorrow. Cormac stepped aside, bold as youth, and called out, "What do you want with us, woman of the mounds? Speak plain." The figure paused. The comb stopped, mid-stroke. For a moment there was silence so deep it hurt the ears. Then she lifted her head, and her voice came, not loud, but clear as a bell across the still water. "I come not to harm, Cormac Mac Thomas," she said. I said that weird. I'm going to reread that.
Cormac Mac.
"I come not to harm, Cormac Mac Thomas," she said, "but to warn. The thread of your life is thinning before the next full moon wanes. Death will call for one of this house. Prepare your soul and bid farewell to what you love." Cormac laughed, though the sound rang hollow. "I've faced worse than omens on the road to Galloway. If death wants me, let him come himself." The Banshee only shook her head sadly and turned away, fading into the mist like smoke. The keening faded with her, leaving only the wind and the hoot of an owl.
Hoot hoot.
Sorry. I had to.
Hey, you made it to top 5 in Tennessee.
The family tried to forget. They barred the windows, they barred the doors tighter, said ex. Wow, I read that wrong. They barred the doors tighter, said extra prayers, and kept the fire burning high. But on the night before Samhain, Samhain, when the veil between worlds grows thin, Cormac rode out alone to check the cattle in the far field. A sudden storm rose, black clouds swallowing the stars and lightning split the sky. They found him at dawn, lying beneath the same yew tree, his horse gone mad and fled. No wound marked him, no sign of struggle. Only his face bore an expression of terrible wonder, as though he had seen something beyond mortal sight in his final moment. The Banshee was not seen again that year, but her cry was heard one last time on the wind night. The Banshee was not seen again that year, but her cry was heard one last time on the wind the night they buried Cormac. Low and mournful, like a mother singing over an empty cradle. And so it was with the O'Grandies. The Banshee never caused the death, but she always knew. She mourned before the world did, carrying the grief across the hills, so the living might have a moment to prepare their hearts. Some say she still walks those same fields on the stormy nights, combing her silver hair beneath the moon, waiting for the next name to be called from the old bloodlines of Ireland.
So nobody's died since then?
To this day, in the west of Ireland, when the wind howls through the ruins and strange cries carry on the night air, old folks still say, "Hush, it's only the Banshee, keening for someone yet to live, keening for someone yet to leave us." That's the story.
And I'm sticking to it.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
What are those little
Peeps.
maybe? Is it a lynx or a bobcat that has that real high screech? It's like
it's bobcat, bobcats and mountain lions and
yeah.
lynx. They all kind of do it.
They have that. It sounds like a woman screaming.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Shoot them.
Shoot them.
What if that's what they heard?
I mean,
I don't know if Ireland has those.
call me ignorant. Yeah, call me
Ignorant.
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 Call me ignorant, but
You're ignorant.
I don't think that they have any species of cat native that's not living. They could have had one at one time, and it went extinct because I know the UK in general has been ravaged from its wildlife. There's been all
Nothing
kinds.
lives there anymore.
Well, there's been all kinds of species that have been extinct.
Yeah. Ireland does not have a native population of wild cats in the modern era, though they did exist prehistorically. And you're right, due to Europeans
Killing them all.
hunting.
Due to the white man killing everything.
Yeah. So the Banshee also has roots in folklore as a old Irish god, and she was defeated along with several other gods, and they were pushed into the hills known as the Sidhe Mounds, if that's how you pronounce it. So there's a lot of folklore around her. Instead of death, instead of the Grim Reaper, like we have, they kind of have the Banshee as their folklore.
I don't know if I've ever heard of. Maybe I have, but I don't know if I've ever heard of Tale of the Banshee where she's not like bad.
Where she like attacks people?
Yeah, like usually it's like kind of like a mix with the siren,
Yeah.
where like lure them out and then they scream and then you die.
You're
Yeah.
dead.
This some accounts also as far as like where she comes from history wise is of a young woman that died too soon. Either she died violently or she died very young. Either way, and she's doomed to wander around and
I don't-
mourn for those that are going to die.
I probably just know too much of the Americanized version of a banshee,
Could be
which is it's like a woman that like screams and your head explodes or whatever, and
screaming like a banshee.
like that's typically how it's portrayed.
Yeah, but she's often appears as an old woman with long hair. So I mean, there's multiple different counts. I mean, you have either a young woman, an old woman. I mean, it's just a woman, never a middle-aged woman.
God, could you imagine a Karen banshee?
Ooh.
Her screaming is just, "I'm calling your manager!" And then
Give me your manager.
ah, it's a banshee.
Yeah, but she doesn't cause death, like you said. She doesn't cause death, but she only warns of it. It's an unmistakable omen. Now in Appalachia, most of the time, if you hear a woman screaming, if it's like a supernatural type woman screaming, not like a
Like a regular woman.
I don't know if never mind. I'm not even gonna say.
Do it.
No, I'm not even gonna say it.
You're gonna
It's-
edit this anyway.
No, I'm not even gonna say it. It's not worth saying. Just never mind.
Okay. Well, anyway, most of the time, if you hear a woman screaming in Appalachia, it's usually like a skinwalker that's mimicking human voice, trying to lure you into the woods.
Well, they're
So-
not good at it. If they're screaming, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah, well, a lot of times they like scream help. They'll stand
Help.
there and sing, "Help!" It's really weird if you've ever heard it. Like I've
You're
seen a
saying
few videos.
this like you've heard it.
No, I've seen a few videos of
We can-
people supposedly recording a skinwalker.
Oh, you know who listens to this? Aaron. He might know.
Aaron,
Yeah.
cousin Aaron,
Yeah.
he listened to this.
Yeah.
What?
Told him about it. He might know some stories because he lives in the mountains.
Yeah, he lives in southern Appalachia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, a lot of Irish immigrated to America.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And the banshee came with them.
and the Scottish also and their traditions moved and came with them to Appalachia. And a lot of the superstitions, we've talked about this before pretty recently,
Yeah.
but a lot of the superstitions
Transfer.
from their transfer, of course, because why wouldn't they?